when you see history repeating itself, it's, of course, it's sad because, you know, red flags have been waved, and they've been waved for decades. And, you know, these are the stories that you've been hearing coming out of the Black community that weren't really paid attention to. But, you know, the mayor at the time, Maurice Ferré, he said, listen, here's what's going to happen. You know, we're all going to do our best to forget about this, and we're not going to change the underlying conditions of what caused these things other than injustice in the court systems. And 10 or 20 years from now, we're all going to be in exactly the same spot. That's a quote in my book. And of course he's right. Here we are 40 years later. You know, if you've still got redlining, if you're still denying inherited wealth, letting inherited wealth gather in certain communities, but allowing it in others, you're going to get these inequalities and this sort of continued forms of injustice. It's a really hard problem. It's so baked into the pie. It's really hard to unravel. But you know, we've got to start somewhere. And I think 2020 is one of those dramatic shift years where there has been sort of this awakening of things that the Black community has long known about and been trying to explain, but the white community always found it easier to think of, you know, the bad apples or issue, you know, answers like that. But obviously, to me, it runs deeper, and you know, we've got a responsibility as a community to figure it out. I would also say we're a really unusual community because we don't have the typical Black versus white American urban issue. We have a triangulated racial experience down here in Miami, which complicates things a lot, but that doesn't excuse us from moving towards an answer.